I love lobster more than any other dish, and it is one of my favorite things to prepare during the holidays. This is pan-roasted lobster for a crowd. These are really, really fresh, snappy, gorgeous lobsters from Maine. All right, now our lobsters have been totally dispatched. We're gonna take some of the lobster roe. So the roe is the dark green part. The tamale is this lighter green stuff, and it is the liver. We don't want to eat that, but we are going to save the roe for our sauce. I'm going to slice here between the body and the tail of the lobster. Now I'm also going to separate the claw from the body. I like to crack the claws while we're still in the kitchen. That way my guests have an easier time eating it at the table. Here we have a claw, and it's got several spikes on the top. I'm gonna drop my knife close to the crusher claw. Now I'm gonna use the back of my knife, give it a little tap. This one's perfect. I'm gonna pop these in the fridge while I start making the sauce. Okay, so now we've got our saucepan, tons of butter. I'm gonna go ahead and melt a couple tablespoons. Shallots are the classic beginning of beurre blanc, and that's the sauce we're gonna make for our lobsters. This wine is going to be added to our shallots, and we're gonna reduce it all the way down until we have a really delicious, concentrated sauce. For this sauce, we're using Muscadet. It's a really wonderful, crisp French white wine. So now the wine has completely cooked all the way down. The level where you want it is so that the shallots just start poking out above the level of the liquid. So I've got this over low heat, and I've got lots and lots of cold cubed butter. We're gonna start adding it to the sauce bit by bit and whisking it until it's smooth and creamy. As the butter melts and it's agitated, it's starting to form a thick, creamy sauce. So this is a dish I learned from Jasper White. He was a chef and mentor when I was first starting out cooking in New England. And I took this recipe and I've adapted it for feeding a crowd. Our sauce, our beurre blanc, is emulsified, all the butter's been added, it's really creamy. I can smell the delicious Muscadet wine. So we're just gonna finish it off with a little squeeze of fresh lemon juice. Give that a whisk. And now I'm gonna season it with about a teaspoon of salt. Our sauce is ready to go, so it's time to roast the lobsters. So our lobsters have been roasting for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna reach in there and just turn each piece over. Oh wow, look at that beautiful sizzling lobster. All right, now the big finish for these lobsters is a little drizzle of bourbon. And this is essentially a flambe that could happen in a skillet if we were just making one lobster. Okay, now is when it all comes together. So we've got our flambéed lobster, we've got some cooked pasta, and we have our wonderful beurre blanc. All right, so we're pouring off our drippings into the pan, and then I'm gonna go ahead and place our cooked lobster on top of our gorgeous cooked pasta. Poured off the drippings into the pan. It has this beautiful scent of bourbon. And to that, I'm gonna add some of the roe that we took from the lobsters earlier. So immediately, as soon as this bright green roe hits the hot pan, it turns pink. And so I'm just gonna move it around with my spoon until it is almost completely cooked. I'm gonna go ahead and add our beautiful beurre blanc. Turn the heat off. Okay, I'm gonna give it a quick whisk just to incorporate that roe. This smells so amazing. It's a rich, decadent, celebratory dish. Wow, look at this. This giant platter of pan-roasted lobster. We've got gorgeous pasta underneath. The sauce is sinking down, saucing that up. It smells super buttery and like delicious wine. I'm gonna go ahead and make myself a little dish. So everybody gets a tail and a claw. Let me show you how to get in here. You're at the table, you're with your family. Go ahead, grab that claw. Remember, we cut through them earlier, so it should be really easy to pull apart. Take the claw, snap it back and forth, pull it out, and then reach in there with your fork to Get a delicious bite of meat. Now, a lobster cracker is gonna come in super handy for the knuckles. Slip it over the knuckle like this, give it a squeeze, get a little bite of meat. Yum. Oh, wow. See? A meal like this, everybody's gonna end up covered in butter. It's gonna be a great party. Cheers.